Good morning. I slept like a rock last night. The wind quit howling at about 8 o'clock. I was asleep by 8:30. I didn't wake up till 6 o'clock this morning. I don't even think I rolled over once. Well, maybe once, but not much. It's the best night's sleep I've had in a long time. I'm a little worried about my water because not only does it taste bad, but it smells horrible. And I know I can't bring myself to drink it. I'm hoping there's some water at this water cache up here at the road. Keeping my fingers crossed for that. It's hard to believe that today will be my last full day of hiking and my last night in my tent. It's kind of sad to think about, but I've had a really awesome time. There was just over a liter of water there. The rest of the jugs were empty. But what I found out was the bottle I was drinking out of last night is the bottle that smells, not the water. Because I poured it out and the bottle still kind of smelled bad. I knew I only had a liter there. So I opened the rest of the bottles and smelled them and they didn't stink. So once it's emptied, I won't refill it again. But I need all that water today, so I'll have to live with it today. I also went ahead and added my electrolytes to it, so hopefully that will cut down on the smell as well. I think I mentioned on day one that a lot of New Mexico is choose your own adventure, and there's all these different routes that you can take. Once you get to Grants, the choose your own adventure gig is up. After that, it's just a straight red line. Maybe just a few side trails to get off to go to town to resupply, but not much. So it's been fun being able to pick your own route and go your own way. And a lot of mine has been based on water or based on what that route had to offer in the ways of views and just different things to see. It is May 4th, so I feel like I should say, May the 4th be with you. So I made it to this picnic area and there had been a talk on gut hooks that there was a rim trail here. And so I have a choice of doing the rim trail or the road walk. The rim trail is 2 miles longer, but I'm choosing the rim trail. And then I'll be able to see Ventura Arch from there. There were some questions on whether I would have to turn around and come back or could I drop down to the arch and then the arch trail leads back to the road. And the guy here confirmed that you can get down the cliffs, that there is a way. And I read a little more on gut hooks and it sounds like once you get to the end of this trail, just keep walking another half mile and there will be cairns showing you the easiest way down the cliff to get over to the arch. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am so glad that I took that narrow rim trail route. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It was worth the extra time and effort. When I reached the overlook at the rim and I looked across and saw the arch, it just took my breath away. And then I'm looking, thinking, there was no way down from here. But I followed the cairns around and came down this steep chute. One point it was steep and I had to take off my pack and lower it down. And then I scrambled down and got my pack on. Then when I got down into the valley floor there, it was just gorgeous. And there was a trail that went up under the arch. So I left my pack down below, went up under the arch, and I came down. Nice little pavilion, had my lunch, there's a bathroom there. Good choice all the way around. Well, today turned out to be an amazing day. And the best part of the whole day was that narrow rim trail, then coming down that steep decline, and then going up into the arch. It was like awesome. That was just amazing. I was going to stop at the ranger station originally, and then I saw that there was a campground 2 miles further down. And then I got there and there wasn't a campground, so I must have read it wrong. So I just walked a little further until I found a good place to hop the barbed wire fence. And I'm pretty sure I'm on private property. And it's very sandy here. It's like being at the beach. But it's as far as way I could get from the road, and I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I just have 11 miles, a little over 11 miles to Grants tomorrow, but only 5.2 miles to Subway. So I'm gonna stop and get something to eat there tomorrow. So winding it up. Happy trails. Well, I'm getting ready to start the day. It's gonna be like an 8 o'clock start. And for me, the last day is always the hardest because I don't want it to be over with. And so I always get a little emotional on the last day. And I guess I'll just have to take some deep breaths. I'll probably walk a little slower just because I want it to last longer. One reason I just kind of took it easy here at camp this morning. I have a little over 5 miles to I-40. I'm gonna stop at Subway, get a sandwich, and then from I-40 I hop on Route 66 and take that the rest of the way to Grants for another 6 miles or so. So that's the plan for today. The place where I camped last night was so sandy. It's like being at the beach. It took me a while to get my tent staked out because it didn't want to hold, and now all my gear has just got sand everywhere, so I'm going to have to wash it out good when I get home, especially the zippers. I'm going to be like Peter Rabbit and slip back through the barbed wire fence and get back on the trail slash road. Somehow I fit between these two wires. The farmers put this wire here going up and down that keeps you from opening it very wide. I went off trail to climb this little butte because I'm really close to I-40. And I looked down and there were those guys on the bicycles that passed me yesterday, but somehow I'm in front of them. I think that's funny. Because road walking can be so boring, I decided to conduct my own study. The study was, I ran several trials, and the study was, when you wave to someone passing by, how often do they wave back? It's a solid 2 out of 10. What do I have to say about that? Waves are free. Lighten up, world. Give away a wave. There were a couple of variables I would like to note. Truck drivers were the most likely to wave. The least likely to wave was somebody that had someone else in the car with them. So here's the final toe update. These 2 toes I just kept wrapped in Band-Aids since Silver City. I just changed them out once, and I put some antibiotic ointment on them. This one is okay. I wish that, you can see how thick that is. I wish that top nail would just come off. Hasn't yet. The other one's a different story. So if you're the least bit squeamish, I suggest you look away right now. So this one is like this, and underneath is a new toenail. Yay, I'm glad I protected it for this trip with the old one. So I'll just cut this away, and then I am going to bandage it to protect that new toenail. That is the final toe update. I made it into town around 1:30 and got to the hotel. My room wasn't quite ready. So right next door, right behind it is a Walmart. So I went to Walmart and got some town clothes for me to wear home, and feels good to be in clean clothes. Came back, got the room, showered, did laundry, took care of all that kind of stuff. And then they have a pool and a hot tub here. So I went down and got in the pool and the hot tub. It felt so good and relaxing. I just floated on my back for the longest time and just with my eyes closed and just enjoyed weightlessness, it felt like, and that was great. Well, it is the end of my journey here on the CDT for this section that I've done from the border of New Mexico to Grants. It has been a great adventure. I love being able to choose my own adventure. The Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Crest Trail have pretty defined trails where you can say you're a purist or, walked every step of the trail. Where here, there is a set trail, but they also encourage you to use other trails based on water levels or conditions or either water resources. And so they considered the Continental Divide corridor. So that's kind of what I stayed in and just chose all my different adventures, and they were a blast. When I look back, I really loved the hot springs. I loved the cliff dwellings, and those were awesome. And those meadows near the Gila River up on Aerospace Mesa. It was an aerospace, I was going to say plane. Aerospace Mesa was just beautiful. And then yesterday was probably my favorite day. I was just like so pumped up that I made it down that steep decline and then went up under that arch. It was just gorgeous. I do have a couple of other adventures coming up that I'll tell you about. When I get home, I am going to go down to Florida for a week and spend Mother's Day with my mom and visit with my parents and help them with some household construction work there that needs to be done. And then when I get back to Arkansas, there's like 3 or 4 different waterfalls and grottos that I'm going to go explore. I think I can hit all 3 in a day. And so I'll post a video about that. And then I have a small section of the Ozark Highlands Trail that I need to finish up. So I'll do that. The first week in June, I'm going to the Grand Canyon, and I've never been, and I'm so stoked about that. I cannot wait. So I'll definitely be sharing video of that. And then the last week in June, I will be going back to Alaska. And I expect to do a couple of day hikes while I'm there, so I'll share that video with you as well. But most important thing that's going to happen this summer is in July, my daughter is going to have a baby. And so I will be in Arkansas in July to welcome that baby and just be around and help out with the other little one. So this is it for the CDT, and I hope you'll join me on my other adventures this summer. Happy trails.